Get to choose one, lightning round, Jira or Confluence?
I'm going to go Jira.
Okay.
Totally.
Why?
So I'm a former developer, and so that means I have an aversion to documenting things.
Okay.
Developers are notoriously bad about that. I know I need to be better about that, so I have used Jira way more, and I like JSM, so it's kind of integrated in that. So
okay, all right.
I'm there. Team Jira.
I love it. No judgment. I love that.
You're judging, I know.
No, I'm not. All right, so some people might know you from your podcast that you do with Dan Toons.
Yes.
Or maybe just having worked with Appfire, or I don't know, maybe LinkedIn as well. So let's start with just a little bit about what you do at Appfire.
Yeah, so Appfire is the largest app vendor in the Atlassian ecosphere. So we have over 200 apps, and we work with many of our partners, including Cyber, to implement those apps. I'm a principal solutions architect for Appfire. So what that means, it's a fancy way of saying that I get to figure out how to use our apps to help solve business use cases for customers and how to help our partners implement those for their customers as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that segues really nicely into my first question, which is, the apps that you provide specialize the tools that Atlassian creates,
Yes.
right? So how is Appfire building tools to help enable enterprise companies in this day and age?
Yeah, so the sweet spot is that, our apps help to fill in the gaps of native functionality or extend the features of native functionality. So, a lot of times there's use cases when the native Jira platform may not be able to do a specific item where our apps are able to do that. And so that's when our partners come in and say, hey, Appfire can do this and fill in this gap. And if you use this app, it'll accomplish that use case.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So speaking of use cases, let's dive into that a little bit deeper here.
Okay.
So regulated industries, and also, I guess the topic of governance, you could say, is pretty big concept.
Yes.
So let's dive into BigPicture specifically. And how does BigPicture help solve these governance questions for organizations?
So BigPicture enables you to manage your projects with any sort of methodology that you want to. So whether that's a waterfall, whether that's a sprint, whether that's a safe, whether that's a hybrid. So it allows your teams to be able to work in the methodology that they're accustomed to. So it helps you keep those guardrails up. And then along with those methodologies, it enables you to be able to have specific automations underlie with one of our other apps, say JWE, to put some guardrails on specific activities within your work items, thing. And so you can make sure that people are doing exactly what they need to be doing, and they're seeing exactly what they need to be doing. So from a governance perspective, it kind of makes things a little more easy.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. All right, so we're hearing a lot about AI. So can you talk a little bit about how Appfire is responding to this shift in the market and how you're enabling organizations with AI within your tools?
Yeah, so specific tools will have a certain AI capabilities in them. So maybe in our canned responses or time to SLA or our Kamala document management, we'll have some AI capabilities into it where, for example, if Kamala document management sees that you are working on a healthcare specific item, it'll flag it to make sure that you don't have any PHI or PII in there. So there are a couple of our apps that we will look at integrating specific AI, but other than that, we're actually kind of looking at how can we integrate with Rovo better, and how can our apps work with Rovo, and work on that team graph level, and help facilitate AI from that perspective.
Yeah, which is a win-win all around.
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. Well, it's a short interview, so we're going to start to wrap it up.
Okay,
but is there anything that you wanted to share from your perspective at Appfire, from maybe in the ecosystem as a whole, anything that is on your mind that you want to share with us today?
So I've forgotten what number team this is for me since I've been around so long. I'm not saying I'm old.
Is it more than what you can count on your hands?
Yes.
Okay.
But the beautiful thing about it is that, every time I get here, it's always so much fun seeing the community champions, the community leaders, the different partners that we worked with and the different people, and just having a great time connecting on that human level. Because, right now, we're pretty much conditioned with Zoom meetings and, kind of miss some of that human interaction every now and then. So it's like fun to kind of see people in
You get to see
the
other side,
right?
the side behind the camera, behind the Zoom screen.
Yeah, so I love it.
Awesome, fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Ed. It was a pleasure.
Awesome, thanks so much.
Appreciate it.